Dang, second die roll one. I do want to play first. Do I want to keep, though? Ooh. This one's about as sketchy as the first one I had a possible mulligan. The difference is I do have like 3 mana and a removal spell. I need to draw into things to do to get to the late game. This is kind of like a mole, but this one I will keep because I actually have the lands to do things with. Of course, I need to get spells, but I have a bunch of spells in my deck. Yeah, so hopefully we're going to get there. Definitely an argument to mulligan here since this hand is doing absolutely nothing. But I just feel a lot more confident that I have enough draws to be able to kind of go. If I was on the draw, I probably would mulligan. But I think it's a little too detrimental to be on the play, go down to 6, where you're so much more likely to go down to 5, and then it's just kind of like, well, whatever. So for now, this will be fine. If I have to, the Bathing Dragonfire will take something out to stay alive longer till we start getting to a 4 or 5 drop. Worst case scenario, I would imagine it would be Bathing Dragonfire, something my opponent keeps developing the board, and then I end up having to do Enhanced Awareness and as my second spell cast, and then by then I think I'd be way too far behind. But we shall see. Ooh, opponent has some pretty sweet land action there. I happen to draw, as I was hoping my deck would deliver, a spell to cast, which I'll just put in front of the Hateblade. If opponent's playing a warrior deck, this guy gets really good. It's going to take out something at some point. Might as well let it be my 2-drop. I'm mostly worried about, what is it, the 3-drop that gets a 2-1 and a 1-1 flyer. I don't recall what that's the name of that card. Is the Mardu Scout? Is it a scout of some kind? I don't recall. Maybe I'm not blocking, actually. Such pretty lands. One's worth money. The other ones are Zendikar. Cool things. Do I block here? Huh. Huh. Well, I guess I can take some damage here or there. The thing is, if I get the block on now, there's less raid triggers for later. Guess my opponent gets a Smoke Teller. Pretty sure I'm just trading. Well, my opponent doesn't want me to trade, so that's actually okay. And I'm just looking to stay alive, so I'm not going to throw the Bathing Dragonfire away. I'll start making trades when my opponent wants to start attacking. Probably still just putting a Leaping Master in front of one or the other. Full on Abzan. Opponent's trading. We'll just try to save the damage at this point. Could draw like an Arc Lightning to get this guy out of the way. Sure, there's like a Morph or something better coming down, but remember, we just want to kind of stay alive till we get more action. We have Bathing Dragonfire to take care of the first big fatty that we see. Also, more cards in the yard means Set Adrift gets played sooner. This is a really rough hand with only the Bathing Dragonfire right now. Since we drew Burn Away, which I want for later. Abzan Charm. Oh. Wasn't that swell? I get Gotten. And a free Weapon Master. Well, that's playable. Put it in front of the Mardu Hateblade. Remember, just staying alive, staying alive. Opponent has 4 cards in hand. Now 5 with the draw. Taking 3 a turn here or there, but we'll take care of it as needed. I want to do the 1-for-1 thing since I have such a reload and a powerhouse card. And we have nice ways to deal with bigger guys as things like sieges and stuff start rocking and rolling. This could be the time to go ahead. I think we're going to do the Bathing Dragonfire now. I can't be taking tons of damage from this guy. I have other removal spells, and next turn I'll have a Set Adrift for whatever my opponent plays next. So I don't want to just like keep doing nothing. My opponent have anything? That's actually a little risky, I just realized. Since my opponent had 4 mana up, could have had like a Dragon Scale boon or some other pump effect. It worked out, but I wonder if I would have made that play if I was paying that close attention. Probably would not have, to be honest. Here's a 5-drop with a swarm of blood flies. Okay. Would love to get a land, get enhanced awareness online. There we are. For that, we'll just pass the turn, keep Burn Away up. Versus, like, say, Set Adrifting, which is fine, but I want to draw into stuff. We can wait until, like, Swarm of Blood Flies gets better. There's something else happening that I set adrift. Taking 2 a turn isn't the end of the world right now. Do need a white source at some point. And again, we'll enhance awareness unless something really scary gets played this turn that needs to be burned away immediately. And Formless Nurturing is not that. If I don't draw the plains, then I might just have to ditch the Sage to the discard here. But we did, so we'll just ditch the mountain. Also allows us to develop our board. Ooh, and then Lotus Patch in. Now we're getting somewhere. All right. Playing the Windscarred Crag, for sure. Leaves me 5 mana. How do I want to handle this? I'd love getting this Lotus Patch in online in order to block the Swarm. I could... The thing is, I can't really play two... I could play a Set Adrift and like the Lotus Patch in. I guess that kind of works. It means whatever this is less likely to be good. So yeah, maybe what I'll do is I'll Set Adrift the Manifest card. It could be like a good card my opponent wants to draw, but it still just gets a creature off the table, and no matter what gets, you know, a little bit worse. And then I'll be able to untap with the Sage of the Inward Eye and have Burn Away back up next turn, so that I do like. All right, blue-red control. Do I get to see what that is? I don't even know. I don't think I get to see what the manifest. No, I don't. No, it is. It's a Sultai Scavenger. That big old 3/3. Which my opponent does get to cast. We got our flyers, though, to be able to handle all that. I will definitely attack in with the Lotus Pathogen next turn to have Burn Away up, in case my opponent wants to block. That's assuming that, oh no, Throttle's online. Well, there goes that idea. Alright, Swarm Blood Flies gets to be a 3/3, bashes me in for 3. I will still play Sage of the Inward Eye next turn. My opponent has a Scavenger in hand, we know. Enough land to cast it. Big question is, will I be able to block with my Sage next turn? Warshrieker's nice. We'll get these guys out in the following turn. I just don't know if I can afford to take 6 damage. So my opponent's will be able to crack in with both and have a bunch of mana up. That's what's scary. I think I will just take it if my opponent decides to bluff and attack through. Since this guy's so powerful, is what's going to get me back in the game. Please don't have a removal spell. Darth Beastie Man. Ooh, basically. Put some counters on this guy. Attack for 6. Tap down my dude. This is going to be hard. But that is why Elite Scale Guard is fantastic. We saw that earlier in the tournament. Taking 8, going down to 4. Alright. So I can survive a turn because I'm going to be burning away the Scavenger, gaining 3 life. The thing is, can I even afford to attack at that point if that's the case? And then am I actually attacking? 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 mana and a Mardu War Shrieker. If I attack, I'm able to play the War Shrieker into a Summit Prowler, but that doesn't matter because these guys kill me next turn. So I think I have to gain 3 life here to go to 7 in order to survive next turn, which means I have to spend my entire turn burning away. I mean, I do want to kill a Sultai Scavenger, get one of the counter guys gone. But now I have a 4/4 flyer. I take 4, 5, 6. I go down to 1 because I'll be up at 7 life. After that, I need to draw another removal spell, but I'm pretty sure my power removal spells... I guess I could draw one more Bathe in Dragonfire. So that's really risky. Is there a better alternative? I could try to play just the 2 creatures, but even, yeah, if I attack in order to play 2 creatures, these guys just attack through. Yeah, so I really have no choice. This has to happen. Wait, am I thinking about this right? If I kill the Elite Scale Guard, this becomes a 4/4. I don't get any life. No. I need to kill the Sultai Scavenger right now. Which sucks. This is gonna be a challenge. And remember, I need to attack in order to gain life so that I don't die when my opponent attacks me back. If I draw the Bathe in Dragonfire, though, I can kill the Swarm, assuming my opponent has nothing next turn, as well as play some creatures to block whatever lethal is on the table. Yeah, my opponent has to whiff, and I have to draw the Bathe in Dragonfire. Whiffing with no creatures on the table, and then draw Bathe in Dragonfire to play that and kill this, as well as be able to play a blocker. Because now I'm at 1. I guess I could also the arc lightning, or the arc trail. Which one is it? Arc lightning, the arc. Mix up the cards. I could kill the Elite Scale Guard so this guy doesn't become a removal spell. Then I'm chump blocking. Not that that's good, but gives me another turn. Ooh, but then there's a Noxus Dragon. My opponent did not whiff, and I'm dead. Or am I? Attack with this guy. Yeah, I'm dead. Definitely dead. Okay, so that didn't go so swimmingly. I don't think I want that enhanced awareness back in. I think my opponent has a pretty nice deck there. I don't know if I really want to get to the late game. Could just be my opponent has more powerful spells. But then again, is the Bloodfire Mentor doing a whole lot? We didn't see the raid stuff that I was worried about. Maybe I just want more removal-y things. Man, that Elite Scale Guard, so good. Now I'm gonna run it back. I don't think I want the another enhanced awareness in this matchup. And yes, I do want to play first. Ooh, another rough keep. I am playing 18 lands though, and since I do have a lot of 3-drops here, I'm actually okay with this. And my opponent's not super aggressive either. Could mulligan there. But remember, I hate mulliganing in this format. Could be the wrong decision. I don't know, these are always so close, like mulligan decisions. I do not know what's correct. I can definitely whiff on a land for a turn 2. Driving the Bait and Dragonfire I'm really happy about. But I need to start getting a land soonish. That's actually a great land. I don't really need to play a 3-drop right now. It's just a Mardu Hateblade, and having white is great since I have my 2 white cards in my hand. So this one, again, don't always need it. It's just nice. So pretty sure we're just going to play, what, the Monastery Flock next turn? Start getting some defense online. If my opponent uses the Hateblade to kill a Monastery Flock, that's fine. I'm not excited for slowing this game down because I think my opponent has a really nice late game, but what else can you do? Ooh, my opponent kept a very greedy hand, it would seem. So we're going to try to take advantage of that. Because if that's the case, my opponent could whiff on black, which means this card's going to be awesome right now. Might even just bathe in Dragonfire the Hateblade if black comes down. If my opponent whiffed on land again, yeah, I think my opponent must have either misclicked or had a very greedy keep, because I can't imagine just keeping a Blossoming Sands and a Hateblade. That seems particularly... I mean, this is exactly what is more than likely to happen. Maybe there's a good 2-drop as well, so my opponent only needs 1 land to unlock this hand. I don't know. And yeah, looks like... Oh. I was going to say, it looks like my opponent whiffed on the land again. Or maybe my opponent's just making the decision right now what the discard's going to be. I do not know, but we're hanging out again. Yep, it's a discard. And we have... Oh, I forgot about the Siege. I mean, I'm not going to play it because I just want to keep adding to the board while my opponent's screwed. Which is why we're going to play the Fleet Weapon Master in hopes of drawing a land next turn. But I totally forgot that that was a rare that we had. Not exactly a fantastic rare, but still, it's a card. Alright, let's actually try to get this game done somewhat quickly. What's nice here is if we do draw that land, we can attack in, and if we need to do the morph to do some blowouts, fine. Such as with a if there's a black land there. If not, we can just play the Sage, and then we're really far ahead. Hey, how about that? Do I just pound through just tons of damage? I feel like I do. That could be 8, 9, that could be 11 damage. Do I want to use my... Yeah, I do want to use my entire turn doing this. It's just too... Getting my opponent at 6 at that point is just way too tempting. I assume this is now going to go to game 3. Maybe I'm prematurely calling it. What powerhouse rare can my opponent have to get back in this? If you're not blocking, well, I guess now you are jumping. I was going to say, if you're not blocking, you should start rocking out at least a point of damage here or there. This just has to be a chump, of course. I don't mind showing my opponent cards I've already shown, so I'll just play Sage. Seals the deal. Come on. Especially with 3 lethal creatures, so... Hey, there's the swamp, finally. I'm sure it's too little too late. Bump, bump. Bump, bump, bump. Yes. Okay. Still run it back the way it is. I haven't seen anything more. I saw that big old angler. But that means, again, I don't actually want to be the one going to late game as much, so... We'll try to get... hopefully another head start. See if my opponent is as greedy on the keeps. Ooh, this is a rough start. I'm keeping it with all these lands. 3-drop into 4-drop, but not a fantastic set. Opponent starts off the same as last time. Ooh, that's actually decent. What do I want to start with? I guess it doesn't entirely matter. Nomad Outpost, maybe? I will be going into Mountain... I'm not going to play Swift Water Cliffs for a while. This gets the white source down, though. Whisper. That's scary, since my opponent has such great high-level powered stuff. But curving into 2, 3, 4 is actually pretty nice against my opponent. Problem is my opponent gets to jump up in really powerful spells this next turn. Do you have a really big old 4-drop I'm scared of? Yep. No, I'm not super scared of it, but again, just way ahead of what I'm doing. Yeah, so we're just going to curve out into our very non-exciting cards here. Somewhat Prowler next turn we'll start bashing through, but I mean, my opponent's now going to have 5 mana. This is going to be quite the challenge, unless I start gaining some more power in my hand. Funny, I would love an Enhanced Awareness. The card I didn't want to bring the second copy in from the sideboard. You're attacking. That means you have a big follow-up play, and I'm not happy about it. Can't block. With all the mana up, Combat Trick would destroy. So I take 3 here. Boink. Please don't have Armament Core. We passed that in the draft, if you recall. And that would be so not fun. What's the follow-up? What's the follow-up? What's your next play? I'm so scared! No land? Oh. I mean, that's not good for me, but it's also not as scary as what could be happening. Now I get to attack in for 4, so that's kind of nice. Now my opponent has to think. Again, I assume there's a big 5-drop coming soon. That's powerful. But if my opponent doesn't have a powerhouse card, my opponent has to think about attacking with this Manifest card, because now I'm a bit ahead on that race side. Even though I do want to keep my pressure up, if my opponent stalls up the ground, at least I have the Jeskai Wind Scout, so now I can try to start making some trades on the ground and just gum that up while I win in the air. But my opponent also has flyers. Map the Wastes with a Bolster. So there's a 1/3 now. That's very good. So my opponent has a pretty clunky set of cards here. Abzan being powerful, the rest being kind of blah. And the Whisper is powerful, but didn't really get to anything powered. Mardu Hateblade without the ability. We're in okay shape here. Probably not going to attack with the Monastery Flock, because I want to be able to play the Jeskai Wind Scout. Well, I guess I could play the Island. Yeah, ooh, Arc Lightning. That's nice. Just kill the Manifest? Attack in with everything? Yes, please. Can I also play the Wind Scout? No, I cannot, sadly. That's it. Just 3, please. This is exactly the kind of tempo play I needed right here, right now. It was a forest. Okay, okay. Let's get our attacks in. Get a hit. This puts us solidly ahead with life and all. Still, the only big worry is that my opponent has some power cards in hand. Hasn't had them, but has been kind of digging for them. So if something insane comes down, I don't have the tools to deal with it. And I'm not that far ahead where I gotta just keep applying pressure. There's 6 mana available to my opponent. Nothing was scary at 5. I'm not as scared about 6. Though I don't mind eating my words in the near future. Something like that Siege would be bad. I think there's enough of a board to where we wouldn't fall too far behind. Oh, what's this? The Gurmag Angler. That's actually okay. I don't think my opponent can be attacking with the board I have. We'll get to play the evasive threat. My opponent hasn't grabbed the Swarm or the Scavenger yet. What's the 3-drop? Is it a 4-drop? Is it a morph? No, it's a 4. What's your 4? Bitter Revelation. Okay. Opponent has all the card advantage. Man, if this Wind Scout was out already, I'd be so happy, but being a turn behind that is not cool. I still think it was right to do the Arc Lightning and attack in. Don't get me wrong. With my opponent spending life for major card advantage, it'd be nice to have a clock. Hey, I could draw, you know, a nice removal spell. Get another hit in. One never knows. I do have some good removal spells in my deck. Burn away! Oh my gosh! That's just gonna be game. Goodbye. Boink. Boink. Adios. That was the most insane top deck. Thank you very much. And we got there. Woohoo! That burn away though. Oh, I totally miscounted. Excuse me for celebrating early. 4, 5, 6. I only had 8. Still, I'm happy. I think I'm in a very good spot now. I'm less worried about some big powerhouse coming down. Man, that was too nice. I feel like this deck was just a bunch of functional cards with some evasive threats and good removal. And I guess that is what you call a limited deck. And kind of what you're looking for. Opponent's bashing in for Uno, which is fine. Dune Blast? And Hostile. Okay, so a Wrath. Do have a follow-up. It's kind of lucky, because remember I wanted to play that so hard. And then playing 2 creatures right now is just going to be awesome. Cool. I mean, if I could still bounce back from this. If my opponent has like another major rare or in hostilities into Doom Blast or something, that could be, I mean, I have no cards in hand. That's the board, all right. F16. Can my opponent get there? Come on! No more crazy tricks here, please. Sandstep Outcast? Okay. Get to stay alive. I'll probably... I mean, I've already used up my sweet top deck, so I can't imagine getting another spell to make this Wind Scout survive. So I'll probably just attack with the Mardu Warshrieker, because my opponent can either chump or double block and kill it, and then... Oh gosh. That was too good. Forgot you were in my deck too! Got to play it. Oh wait, I need to decide when to return a creature to its owner's hand. And I'm going to target the creature. And F6. And attack. With my guys. It's time to attack. Let's go, Darth Beastie Man. What can my opponent have, if anything? Nothing that I see here. Game? Oh no, what's it called? Removal spell, but not there. The Sandblast or Aerostorm, but didn't. All right, yay, we got there. Despite some very questionable mulligan decisions, those were all kind of tricky. Let me know what you think. I'm always curious if you would have mulligan or not mulligan in different scenarios there. One of those skills I keep saying in these recordings that I need like some help with. I've been trying. I've been learning. Thanks all for watching this far, though. Again, I'm Ryan from Mana Bluff. Comment, subscribe, and like on YouTube, or if you comment on manabluff.com, I promise to respond. Also, find me on Twitter or on Moto. Moto, I'm RJH. On Twitter, __RJH__. We'll see you next Friday. Peace.